Hello there, it's Hillary, and welcome back for another Creative Faith video. Today I'm going to be sharing 14 things that you can do this late spring. I pray that you will be encouraged to embrace this season, what's left of it. So, the first thing is to read the Bible outside. This year I have been going through the chronological 1 year study Bible. I will have this linked in the description box below on Amazon if you want to pick it up. I have been loving this Bible so much, and I love sitting in our hammock in the backyard. Last year, we picked up this hammock on the Amazon sale last summer, and it is just the perfect place to curl up with the Bible or any book, but especially the Bible. The next thing is to go to a local coffee shop and order a spring drink and spend some time journaling. I have been loving using the Creative Faith Spring Guided Journal. You can pick this up on Amazon as well, and I also have a setup video for that. And I've been loving the lavender drinks from Starbucks, especially. Those are very unhealthy but very tasty. The next idea for this spring season, end of the spring, is to add some floral pillowcases to your bed. I love having seasonal items in my home, and one really easy way to do this is to just swap out your pillowcases, and this will give your bed a fresh new look without having to store a complete set of different sheets for each season. So for spring, I have these really pretty cotton pillowcases from Target, and I just think they add a fun spring touch to our bedroom. The next item on the list is to go for a spring flower photo walk. Go around your neighborhood, grab your phone or your camera, and take some pictures of some beautiful spring flowers. Don't forget to print them, add them to your spring journal, and just appreciate all of God's beauty. The next item on the list is to watch the sunrise with your favorite drink. I love my morning matchas. It is so good to get sunlight in your eyes in the morning. That is your body's way to signal to wake up. The sunlight in your eyes starts your circadian rhythm, which is so important for all of the different systems in your body. So make sure you do this without glasses or sunglasses or contacts. And I just love spending time in the morning outside, watching the sunrise. And this was a different day than I had just filmed. This is a different sunrise, and I was just meditating on this verse from Philippians and watching God just totally paint the sky in these beautiful colors. So that is just such a sweet way to kickstart the day. I also love making spring sun tea. You take a mason jar and some tea bags. I love the traditional medicines tea bags. They don't have plastics in them, but you just set it in the sun and it will make the tea diffuse or, steep. That's what I'm thinking of. You can also make dandelion tea. Make sure you only do this if you know that the dandelions are not sprayed with anything. So on this particular day, I gathered dandelion petals and I put them in a mug, and then I heated up some water. And so this is one way you could do dandelion tea. You could also use the same technique with the petals or the leaves, sorry. You can use the petals, you could use the leaves, and you could also use the root of dandelion tea to make your dandelion tea. So, lots of different ways, and dandelion tea is so good for you. I love adding some honey to it as well. And so that is another really fun spring tea that you could try. And to go along with that, you can also I'd encourage you to make a new spring recipe. So can have your spring tea. You can try a new spring recipe as a fun thing to do in the last couple weeks of spring. I made this lavender cake and it was so delicious. And we had it with lavender tea and I sprinkled some dried lavender on the top, and it was so delicious. It was really fun to try a new recipe, and especially during the springtime to kind of experiment. And so this was a really awesome cake mix and really great to have the next item on the list to have a tea party. So I would highly encourage you to have a spring tea party, even if it is getting almost into summer. It is always a good time to have tea. And so you can take your tea, your spring tea, as well as your new spring recipe you tried. And we were celebrating the blooms of our lavender in our front yard. And we just had the best time ever sitting in our little rocking chairs, having our lavender cake and our lavender tea. And it was just such a sweet way to celebrate the spring season. So, highly encourage you to check that out. The next item on the late spring list is to plant something. So, I will have linked down below the first garden vlog, the April garden vlog, and I would just highly encourage you to get your hands dirty, grab a start or a seed from the store, and I have just been really enjoying the gardening and planting and just all of the lessons that God teaches me in and through. So this is one of the things we planted was tomato, basil, and marigold, and we planted lots of other things too. Highly, highly encourage you to get outside, again, get your hands dirty, and work on your microbiome, and really just embrace nature and the gift of life that God gives through gardening. So the next thing on the list is to make a bucket list. Now, I know there's only a few weeks left in spring, but it is not too late to make a final spring bucket list. You could also start in on a summer bucket list too if you want. So I love creating seasonal bucket lists. The next item on the list is to take time to notice the little miracles. So this was a beautiful flower bush with this cute little bee on it. But take time to document and notice little miracles like birds chirping or the wind rustling trees or the way the sun casts shadows in your home. And I just encourage you to document the little miracles. And next we have, continuing on the documenting theme, documenting in your spring journal. So I brought my spring journal with me to the beach with my family. I printed off a bunch of pictures and was adding those to the different pages in my spring journal. And I am loving filling this up with all sorts of memories from the season. I cannot wait to share the full flip through video of this journal. And then you can also pick up a summer journal as well too if you are ready for that next season. But it's just such a sweet opportunity to, again, document, to write down what God is teaching you, to take pictures and actually print them, put them somewhere, and be able to look back and remember all of the sweet moments, all the challenging moments, because God is there through it all. And the last thing on the spring list of things to do is to download the free Spring Creative Faith magazine. So I just launched a new one for 2024. There's also one for 2023. And how you can get this is join the Creative Faith Freebie Hub. I will have it linked in the description box below. It's totally free and you have access to tons of Creative Faith freebies, including the digital magazine catalog. I have, I think, like 6 or 7 digital magazines I've been making since the end of 2022. And they are full of ideas, inspiration. They're full of interactive pages. So you can add it to GoodNotes or note shelf, and you can actually write on the pages using your Apple Pencil and your tablet. So, love that. They're also interactive, where there are tons of different buttons within here that you can click for YouTube videos or printables or freebies. So, I love just how fun and interactive they are. So, definitely go check out the Creative Faith Spring magazines, both the 2024 and 2023 issues. And I hope this vlog encouraged you to soak up the last few weeks of spring and just really embrace this beautiful season that God has and prepare for what's to come. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any Creative Faith videos. And I will see you next time. Bye, friend.